How's everybody doing? Today's oh boy, August 6th, 7th, something like that. So it's been a little while since I made a video, and I'm sorry about that. It's just been crazy busy around the house. We had our reception and housewarming party on Saturday, and that was a very busy few days getting set up for that and getting everything cleaned up around the house. And I did end up clearing some more brush behind the house, but I didn't really feel like making another video about it because really it was just the same as before, you know, cutting down brush and stacking brush on the loader and dumping it off. So wasn't all that interesting. So so that's an update for that. Update number 2. A lot of guys have been asking about Domino. He's doing better, but I think the doctor says he's going to need at least one more surgery. So I think they're kind of waiting to do that until after the kids maybe start school. But that's where he's at. So still a road to recovery for him, but he's getting a little bit better, and that's good. So, and he appreciates everybody's support that he's been getting. So that's an update on Domino, and then an update on my coworker John, who's been in the hospital with cancer. It was last week. They had a meeting with the doctors, and they pretty much told him that there's nothing more they can do for him because his body can't handle the chemotherapy due to some infections that he got that had pretty much destroyed his immune system about a month ago, and they had to stop the chemotherapy in order to get his immune system back online and so forth. And the longer they had to wait for chemo, the more the cancer progressed and so forth. And he's currently no longer in the hospital, but is enjoying retirement up at his cabin. So that's good. That's really good for him. And you know, I hope for a miracle, but anyways, that's what's going on with those updates. So today I'm going to troubleshoot the governor on this case. I've been fighting this thing ever since I got it back together. You know, it runs good, but it just doesn't have any, the governor doesn't really kick in much. And I did a little bit of troubleshooting with my cousin, who's very, very mechanically savvy. I mean, he's a mechanic by trade, I'm a mechanic by hobby, so there you go. But he took a look at it, and he was telling me the easiest way to troubleshoot these governor systems is if I were to remove the hand throttle linkage from the governor itself and just operate, let me get on the other side, just operate this linkage, because it comes across from the governor and connects to the carburetor. If I just operate this linkage by hand, the engine should automatically want to return to idle, and it should fight me if I try to go to wide open throttle. And this thing does not fight me at all. So it actually will creep itself to wide open throttle if I don't hang on to it. So there's got to be an issue in there somewhere. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, this governor to carburetor rod should be at wide open throttle, should be about a 1/16 of an inch too short to reach the governor control rod. So I'm going to adjust that, start it up, and see what happens. And if that doesn't fix it, then what we're going to have to do is get the tractor on top dead center on number 1, and then line up the timing mark on the flywheel inside this inspection hole. Then I'll remove the magneto and we'll pull the governor out from this side, but I'll kind of show you the process on that, because you have to mark the mag drive angle so that when you slide that governor back in, you ensure that you're sliding it back in time with the tractor. So that's kind of where we're at with that, but let's work on adjusting this linkage here, the governor to carb linkage, and we'll go from there. So okay, so what I had to do was I had to put a bigger bend in this governor carburetor rod, in order to ensure that it was about a 1/16 of an inch short at wide open throttle to get this thing to be in the correct adjustment. So this should be correct. So let's start it up and see where we're at. Move some of my tools here. be running somewhat the same, so let's try disconnecting this governor arm. Really no good spot to put this. So we'll disconnect that and start it back up and see if the governor fights me. See, it should want to remain in the closed position. It wants to pull itself wide open, and it shouldn't be doing that. It should fight me to go to wide open. So something inside the governor isn't working properly. So it sounds like we're going to have to pull the governor out and take a look at it. So let me get my spark plug wrench. I'll pull all the plugs out. We'll get it on top dead center for number 1, and we'll go from there. Okay, we got all the spark plugs out. I've got my timing inspection plug out. So let me find a good place to put this camera. And well, I think right here is probably going to be the best place. And I'm going to roll it over by hand, if I can. I have to put my feeler down in there. Okay, so 1 is down right now. One is up. you should be there. So I'll let you look inside here. You can see a little mark. See if I can get it closer. There's a little mark on that flywheel. That's got to be centered in the hole, and that means we're at top dead center on number 1. So I'm going to pull the mag off real quick, and then I'll show you how we mark the mag drive. Okay, now the big thing about this mag drive is you see the drive angle is about 25 degrees past vertical. So what we want to do is put our marks right in this area so that when we line it up when sliding it back in, it's about exact, or it should be exact. So one side of my drive angle's there. Then I'll mark this side. So I'm just gonna color in those marks a little bit better. That way we can see them when we put everything back together. You can see them in there already. But I just want to color them in so that way they're very visible. Alright? Alright, so we've got the three cap screws out, 2 top and 1 bottom underneath. So we're just going to slide it straight out, and then we'll take a look at it and see what's going on. Well, I can already tell you the problem. I can already tell you the problem. Wow. Okay, so let me show you guys this. Inside here, there's that finger, okay? That finger is installed backwards. And guess who did that? This guy, when I put it back together 10 years ago. So what we have to do is remove those 2 screws, slide that finger out of that governor rod, and install it in the correct position, which would be flipped around the other way. So this should be an easy fix, I hope. Let's get that done. The tricky thing is I don't want to drop these screws down in the crankcase or the front timing cover, so that's going to be the tricky part. So stay tuned. Alright, well, let me get the light in here. You can see that it's not very good, but you can see that I've got the governor butterfly flipped around. So that's good. Now we just got to slide the governor back in place and see what happens with it. Alright? Alright, well, got it all back together. Now it's just a matter of seeing if we got it timed correctly. I left the mag loose so that I could turn it if I needed to. But let's see where we're at. Well, battery's dead. Let's get a charger on it. seems to be running pretty good. It definitely pulls the governor closed, so that's good. now it's time to test it on the hill over here. It runs much better. You guys can hear that governor pickup when we go up the hill, and when we take off in road gear, I can just throw the clutch forward. It doesn't bog down anymore. So let's do something different. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. Thank goodness it was an easy fix, and stay tuned for more, because this weekend is the Alma Threshing Show and I'm going to be bringing the case, and next weekend's the big weekend now then, so it's going to be a busy couple weeks, but we're making some small repairs as needed, which is good. So talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and thanks for wrenching with me. Take care.